Welcome to M Squared TechCast.
So we have calling in from Oklahoma. I feel like I want to break into song there.
Yeah.
Bob Moore, who is a financing expert that has all sorts of innovative ways. One of the things that we've developed, we're developing an expertise in, is in hemp farming and CBDs, and that's one of the things that Bob can help get financing for, right, Bob?
Yes.
So, Bob, tell us a little bit about how you got into this line of business. How did you get started in this?
Okay. My background is I'm third-generation banking family, and so I've been doing commercial financing for over 40 years.
Okay, and what kind of commercial financing before getting into hemp, and what led you to get into hemp?
Well, I was contacted about 90 days ago because I have got an ag background, and I've gotten a lot of things passed through the state capitol, especially on ag and telephone bills. And so they had found somebody at the state capitol had recommended and contacted me, see if I could help the hemp farmers in Oklahoma. So I said, well, I probably can. Let me look at it. So I started looking at it, and I went into three or four dozen of the CBDs. We have about a year ago, Oklahoma passed legalizing growing of hemp, CBD stores, and medical marijuana. And so I went into these CBD stores and these medical marijuana stores and found out that this is a totally cash basis.
Yeah, sure. That's what it is most places.
And they're buying stuff, they're keeping stuff. It's like these stores are buying safes to keep all their money in it. And so the banks won't take their money. Mm-hmm. They have no way of they're not doing credit card sales. Nothing's available to them.
Yeah.
It's strictly a cash business. So I hustled around, and I represent over 30 different lenders. And so through my network, I found somebody that would do, that had enough pool, that had some international contacts, a sister city type deal, where I could offer credit card merchant programs. So now I can offer credit card merchant programs to CBD and medical marijuana stores, which if they can sell stuff on credit cards, they'll make bigger and better sales. But then I started talking to the store owners, and they don't have any financing available to them to make their product grow. They started out on a shoestring, these companies did. They came to Oklahoma a year ago, and it's strictly, and they've all put in a ton of money, cash. I mean, this is anywhere from $100,000 to a couple of $1 million cash.
Oh, yeah.
Into their business.
Same issue here. In Michigan, you have to have a $300,000 cash reserve in order to keep your license. And what's happened is everything started so slowly that a lot of people have burned through that cash and they can't get their licenses. So it's a real mess right now.
Yeah, the banks won't take their money, so it's like, how do you prove it? How do you prove your deal? Luckily, on some of it, and through the sales tax reports, I can show the underwriter on a commercial loan that they're having gross sales, and this is how much they paid in sales tax. So that pretty well verifies that you've got that much gross sales if you're paying sales tax on that much money.
Sure. Now, what bank is the credit card merchant program through?
It's a private company. The bank, it has to be you don't have to be a bank to do the program. You
Sure.
just have to have some, it's a non-bank bank. And these are, and so I hustle around. Now I've got 6 different lenders that will loan money on cannabis, hemp, CBD stores, and M&M stores, medical marijuana stores. Mm-hmm. So I can now have a deal from $15,000 up to $20 million worth of financing available now, and I've got one program that's a $50,000 app only.
Mm-hmm.
Because some people don't have enough information to justify their business plan, and app only, they'll pay the higher rate if they can get the money.
Okay.
It's easier if they are buying something with and have equipment, something with a serial number. It's easier to get financed than app only. But it's if you're a growing business, you got these people are willing to do the app only at a higher rate sometimes.
Now, you also offer equipment financing, factoring financing, all sorts of things, right?
Yes, I do accounts receivable, invoice financing, invoice factoring. Factoring, if you're sending an invoice to another business, I can turn your invoices into cash in 24 hours.
Wow, that's great.
Greatly improve your cash flow.
Yeah, factoring is something that's been used in retailing forever, I know. So it's
Yes.
got a long history.
So, and if you've got a contract with somebody that's buying your product, then you can do contract factoring, and then therefore you got something of asset on your books as an asset. You can book that.
And what are the folks in Oklahoma in this space? What are they typically financing with? What are they, equipment financing, factoring financing? What are they typically using?
They're typically doing equipment financing because they're buying lighting and they're buying benches or countertops, showcases, type things. They're buying the HVAC equipment. All that stuff has a value. It's easily defined. It's got a serial number, so it qualifies for equipment financing. And those you can do equipment financing much easier than you can do a lot of the other types of commercial financing.
You're also offering, I hear, a Legal Shield prepaid legal service. Talk about that a little bit, if you would.
Well, I actually knew the owner and that started Prepaid Legal back years ago, and they're still based in Ada, Oklahoma, which is basically an hour drive from where I'm at. And the number 2 guy that was there, his last name was Moore. No, not kin to me, but he said, if we're going to be friends, you've got to be more involved in this company. So this was 20-something years ago, and so he said, you've got to be more involved. So I went through their program and for $24.95 in most states, you can get some legal help. You can ask any question you want on any subject. If you get a speeding ticket, and especially if you get a speeding ticket in another state, who are you going to call?
All right.
There's no Ghostbusters on the legal business.
That's it.
It's like, who are you going to call?
Right.
But you call these folks, they'll get you some help, or they'll tell you what you can do, what you should do, type deal. And for $24.95, you can spend that at McDonald's and get nothing. And here, you got attorneys that's telling you what you need to watch out for if you get speeding tickets or something like that. They can help you, or they can tell you what they can do. Either way, you get some legal advice.
Okay, then
they'll review contracts. They'll do a whole sway of list of services they offer, but still for $24.95.
can't go wrong with that,
Yeah,
right?
it's pretty cheap.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
One of the things that I end up doing, and I do this with one of the home builders, is SIP walls, and one of the hemp growers contacted me and said, my dad knows you. You financed part of one of his businesses back 15, 20 years ago or whenever, and he owned a restaurant. And I said, well, I remember that. And when she got telling me enough details, and she says, we want you to come out and see if you can do a SIP walls building inside one of our big buildings. So they've got a growing facility. They had an old metal building, no insulation, and I brought in the home builder that we do SIP walls, and it's sipwalls.com, and it's R26 in the walls, R40 in the ceilings, and for example, 3 people can frame out a 2,000 square foot house in one day. So
Wow.
It's amazing.
Sounds like something you want when you retire there, Matt.
Sounds good.
So
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they do it. And matter of fact, in Florida, that's where FEMA office is because it withstood the hurricane down there. So they used that building down there. It was a house actually made out of the SIP walls, and that's where the FEMA office is in Florida because it withstood lived through the hurricane down there back years ago. Anyway, we built this SIP walls inside an old metal building, and because they wanted it basically airtight and did not want the outside. These plants are very sensitive, and you can't cross-pollinate them.
Right.
Hemp is kind of like maize,
seed corn,
where you have male and female.
Yep.
Right.
All right, Bob, we're under a minute to go now. Why don't you tell people how they can get a hold of you and where they should go if they want more information?
Okay, BobMooreFinancing.com.
Okay.
580-695-0331.
Traditional four-year students love Lawrence Technological University's thriving campus life, but LTU has always met non-traditional students' needs too. Lawrence Tech offers over 100 degree and certificate programs that can get adult students started or back on track. And most of our classes are conveniently offered evenings at our beautiful Southfield campus or online, so you can balance your social, family, and work life even while you power up your career. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.